Hi everyone, on today's episode of A Drink with the Hurricane, I'm going to talk about having minimums in hours of service being provided from a private pay standpoint. Cheers. This is A Drink with the Hurricane, the home care sales and marketing talk show that discusses all things growing your home care business. Do you have minimums for your private pay home care business? This is a very hot topic because everybody says, oh no, we don't have minimums. And the bigger the agencies are, the more minimums they have. So if you find that you can't get over a certain revenue amount, you can't get enough clients, you're having a hard time staffing, think about it from a staffing standpoint, from a caregiver's perspective, right? I'm going to talk a lot, I'm going to draw some stuff on here. From a caregiver's perspective, they come into your office. This is why we can't keep caregivers, by the way. Our industry average, if you hire 3 caregivers this year, by the end of the year, you will have 1 left. Almost 70% of the people we hire quit before the end of the year. That's abysmal. Why is it so bad? Because we're catering too much to our client. I have had so many people tell me over the years, I've had people say these exact words to me over the years when I've done field visits with clients and such, saying, Steve, our company's philosophy is like Burger King. Have it your way. And then I train them and say, that's wrong. Clients, when they call in and say, I want a bath visit 2 days a week, if they need a bath and they can't take a shower by themselves, what else can they not do by themselves? That is really important. So by giving somebody 2 days of care for 2 showers, you're providing a disservice to that person because if they can't take a shower, they probably can't go to the bathroom. They probably can't get the doctor's appointments. Probably aren't taking their meds properly. Probably not cooking meals and eating like they should. Probably not doing physical therapy exercises. They need a lot more than just a shower. And so when people can't close more than that, they need closing help, whatever. That's what we do here. We help with scaling it and doing that. But that is a problem. Now, from the caregiver's perspective, a caregiver comes out, I want to work 40 hours a week for you. And here's a typical schedule. I'm going to draw this out real quick, right? Let's say you have a caregiver who comes in who's available Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, okay? And let's just say you do a 4-hour minimum, AM, PM. You do a 4-hour minimum, and with that 4-hour minimum, you will do just 4 hours, but that's it. Like you'll do it once a week. So you know what happens? I'm this caregiver. We'll call this caregiver Jane, right? So I'm Jane. I come in to work for you and your company. This is why we can't keep Jane, because Jane comes in and wants 40 hours a week. So all of a sudden you get Tom, who wants Monday and Friday in the morning. And then a week later you get Betty, who wants Tuesday and Thursday afternoon. And then all of a sudden you get Nick, who wants afternoons, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then you get Chris, who needs help Tuesday and Thursday morning. This is a typical schedule for a caregiver. Do you see anything wrong with this? Well, first off, you can't fill, it's very hard to fill just one shift like this, which means that now Jane is coming in, but she can't get dependent, reliable work. She can't get dependent, reliable income. So she's going to constantly be looking for more work. That is a huge, this is why we can't keep caregivers. But on top of this, Jane, even if you were to keep this schedule and get her to this point, she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 different clients, 5 different clients here. This is too many clients. They don't want to be driving to all these different people's houses all throughout the course of the week. They're not even going to be sure what days of the week they have to go anywhere. Then let's throw this caveat in here too, because this happens all the time. Say Betty gets sick and goes to the hospital and discontinues services. Now all of a sudden, to go from having 36 hours of work in this week, Jane just lost 8 hours, which is like 20% of her weekly income, 25%. So she went from 36 hours down to 28 hours for that week, which is now part-time. And you cannot find somebody who needs those exact hours. Herein lies the problem. We're trying to give our patients what they want and keep caregivers something's got to give. And this is why we have the caregiver crisis, because what gives is Jane doesn't give. And it's not that she doesn't care, she's very caring, but we're screwing her. Think about it, right? We're playing with her livelihood. That's why they're not loyal to staying with your company. So we have to do a better job internally. And here's how we do it, okay? So now, what do I recommend as your minimum? I really recommend that you go 20 hours a week. I know it sounds crazy, maybe not from the get-go when you first get started because you got to grow the business, but when your business is doing close to $1 million a year, you have 20 patients on your census or more that you can actually prove that you know what you're doing. Who's the expert here? The customer or the agency? You are the expert. The agency is the expert. Think about it from this perspective, folks. I say this all the time. I had my bathroom leak a couple of years ago, right? My kids broke my bathtub and it was leaking through the ceiling and it came down into the kitchen and it was a mess. I was cooking dinner and water was dropping on my head and it was awful, right? Now, when I went to get that fixed, I have no idea how to get that fixed. I found there were some cracks in the tub, so I called up a contractor who came out and said to me, well, here's the crack, whatever. I said, can you fix the crack? That's what I was thinking. And the contractor said, no, we can't fix the crack. If you want to fix it, you could go to Home Depot, you can get porcelain crack stuff, and you could take care of it yourself and do it yourself. And I said, well, why can't you do that? And they said, we're not going to do it because that's not going to fix it. It's only going to put a Band-Aid on it, and it's going to eventually leak again, and we're not going to do that. That's not the way we do work. The right way to do it so that it doesn't leak, and you're going to repair your ceiling in your kitchen and the floor underneath and everything else. You have to repair all of this. The right way to do it is to rip out the tub and replace the entire tub. Now, when I called in asking for them to come out and fix the tub, I was thinking this is going to be a $100, $200 thing. It ended up being over $2,000 to replace the tub, fix the ceiling, fix the floor underneath, and make it so that it doesn't leak. But guess what? 2 years later, it doesn't leak in my house anymore. So I fixed the problem. Well, the same thing happens with our clients. They're calling in, I need a bath visit once or twice a week. Selling them that bath visit is a disservice. What is our purpose? Our purpose as an agency is to keep you home. Our purpose as an agency is to set up a plan long term that keeps your mother out of the hospital. Because if mom ends up in the hospital and comes home and then needs home care, you're going to need like 84 hours a week, 168 hours a week, which means now you're going to spend $1,200, $1,500, $3,000 or more a week to get the care you need to stay home. Versus having somebody come in 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, which is like $300, $400 a week, right? So how do you want to spend the money? A little bit over the course of the rest of mom's life and she has no pain and suffering? Or do you want to let something happen to mom and then have to spend a lot of money in a short period of time and then mom eventually dies anyway, right? That's the mindset. Because look at it from the caregiver's perspective now. So now imagine, because right now, doing a 4-hour minimum with no consistency means that you have a possible 168, because there's 168 hours in a week, right? You have 168 possible shifts to fill. 168 possible shifts. This is why it's impossible, right? This is why it's what it is in the industry. This is all that we do, folks, by the way. Coaching and everything. This is all that we do is help people with this. Because this is a problem, right? So here's what happens if you do a 20-hour minimum. Say the same situation with Jane as a caregiver, Jane, right? I have AM, PM, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. With a 5-hour minimum, Jane can have Chris and Kelly. That's 2 clients. 5 days a week. She's not driving all over the territory. She goes 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, boom. If you have a client that's 56 hours a week, you can have 1 client 5 days a week for that caregiver. That is retention. That's what the caregiver wants. This is 40 hours of work. Do you follow me on this? Now I know that a lot of you are watching this and you're thinking, but we want to do this, we want to do that, whatever. There's an old saying that goes, you have to be willing to walk away from the business. You ever hear companies say, we're not the company for you? That example I just gave you with the contractor, he wasn't going to fix that tub, he was going to replace that tub. If he wanted me to fix it, we're not the company, I'm not the client for him. he is not the company for me. I can go find somebody else who will fix it, but you're not going to be happy, and the floor is still going to be damaged, and the ceiling is still going to rain, and everything else. You got to fix the problem. So if I get this situation I have back here, if I bring this up, and Jane quits, now I got to restaff all of this with another caregiver. How happy is Tom going to be with their decision to go with me? Probably going to cancel services. And it's and I know you're looking at this. This is in every one of your offices right now. You got to make a difference. You got to make a decision. Now, this is I don't know how much time. I know I went way over time. I don't like to go more than 5 minutes because it's just for attention and everything else. If you want help with this, if you want to be able to overcome, if you want to be able to get clients that you can have this kind of a situation, pick up the telephone, give us a call, and let us show you how you can do this and bring in these kind of clients to make your operation easier, to get it to $3 million and beyond, so you can truly blow away the competition and have the home care business that you always wanted to have.